Hello, I hope you're having a great day. It is 2023 and this is going to be my third year of flower farming. It's so exciting. I have taken a wonderful, relaxing break and now I'm going to be getting ready to starting seeds. So I did notice I had some people new to my channel. Welcome. I hope you enjoy my channel. In 2022, I did try to take a video every day of my farming season. The seed starting videos, I tried to do fast facts where I just put a list of what I did and how I started them, and I didn't really show a lot because the year before I had showed getting the soil wet and planting the seeds and doing all of that. But those videos were actually quite boring. They were really short and they just weren't very interesting, but you can find really quickly what I did to start seeds if you're interested in that. And this year I thought maybe I will change it up a little bit because now I'm going into year 3. So I've started these seeds for the last 2 years. In 2020, I decided I was going to be a flower farmer. We plowed up the first ¼ acre and I started seeds that January. So I will be starting. I got eucalyptus finally, and then on that one, it's new to me. So I'll probably just do a short, video on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But the Lisianthus I've done for 2 years and I've learned some stuff, and I'm planning on doing a video more of, okay, here I am starting the seeds. This is what I've learned from the past in starting the seeds, and this is how my flowers did. So hopefully the videos this year on the seed starting will be more informative on, how I started them to how they did overall. That's my plan anyway. I hope that does better. You try things, they don't work out, they do work out. This is where my zinnias are gonna go this year. Hopefully they do well there. This will be the first year planting up in this area of the farm. I'm just out here right now. I'm on a walk with my dogs. Those of you that follow my channel know I try to take my dogs every day and take them around the farm when it's not like 3 feet of snow or anything. When it's that bad, I have to walk them around town. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and maybe kind of give you an update. I'm in zone 5 and in Iowa. So we get really cold winters. We've been blessed so far this winter. It hasn't been too bad yet. I think today is supposed to be 44, so it's not a bad day at all. But this winter I did some research on the farm. I know that this farm has been in our family for a lot of years. So just to give anybody that's new to my channel kind of a recap, I don't own the farm. My dad and his 4 sisters, my 4 aunts, own the farm. And in 2020, I just started doing a lot of cleanup. I cleaned up some fences, I cleaned up some fence lines, I got a lot of brush out, and I just started kind of helping out around the farm. And in doing all of that, I really enjoyed the nature of it and stuff like that. And I have a video on, kind of my story, so I'll try to link that up and not go through it again. But I did find some cool stuff out about the farm. So back in 1847, I think 1847 is around when Knoxville was formed, which is the town that we're in. And Marion County was also formed around the same time, which is the county that the farm is in. So we're not actually in town, we're out in the county. So back around 1847, I think, I'm not a history buff, so don't hold this to me, but there was like a Mexican-American war. I found, because I was trying to research if this farm was a heritage farm, because the oldest farms here in our area are 150. Like that's kind of where you get like the recognition. So it is a century farm. And then I was wanting to know, okay, has it been in our family for 150 years? And I started doing some research going way back, and I found that they would give people land as payment for being soldiers. So I found Danny Marsh, which is a Danny Marsh way on down the lines. I think maybe my great grandpa or something like that. But he actually earned land around this area, and there's a whole write-up done on him. I think there's even a book where there's a lot about him. And he got tons of land, like, as payment for being a soldier. And then they also had this thing called the Homestead Act, where if you helped the United States and you weren't against the United States, then they also gave, like, everybody like 130 acres of land or something around there. It might be 120 acres, I don't remember. I can pull out the sheets. I'll pop some of them up because it's in the really cool old style handwriting, and it's signed by the president. It's so cool. I couldn't believe I found all of this information out about this farm. But this actual piece that we have now, it was actually payment to another soldier. Okay, so then I saw that after this Danny Marsh whip the line had got all of this land all around here, he started buying the land from other soldiers that were going back home. So like if somebody was from Virginia but they were here and they got payment for land here, then he was buying up all of this land from these other soldiers. So somewhere along the lines, he had bought up a lot of land. But during this time, there was a fire that burnt some records. So there's this 12-year missing records thing. And then all of a sudden, somebody else's name is on the deed that was, like, this was given to another soldier. And now all of a sudden, somebody else's name is on the deed. And that person has the same last name as one of this Danny Marsh's daughters. So it's like, okay, well, did they have it or did they not? So I can't prove that this was a century or a heritage farm because there are just so many missing records, and it might not even be a heritage farm yet. But in 12 years, this piece of land has been in my family for 150 years. So how cool is that? I think it's so awesome. And when I was little, we would come out here, and I always loved this land, and I think it's really fun to, like, clean it up and make it beautiful again. And that's kind of how my flower farming journey began, because obviously you can't just come out and make land beautiful and do a lot to land and buy plants and do all of that if you're not getting any return on your investment, because it's expensive. Like, it's expensive to do stuff like that. It's expensive to buy equipment. It's expensive to buy plants. It takes a while for plants to grow. And in all of, like, thinking of cleaning it up and looking stuff up that was pretty and, like, what can I do to make it prettier, I started just watching a lot of videos on, like, flowers and flower farming. And I was like, oh, like, maybe the land can, like, give back to make, like, to be able to get all of this stuff, you know. So that's kind of where this journey began. And during that, I was like, you know, you always think, like, oh, I wish I would have got a shot of that before. I wish I would have, like, videoed what that was before and, like, what it is now. And so I was like, well, maybe I will just start videoing the process and put it on YouTube. So that's kind of where the whole idea for the YouTube channel went, because I knew it was my very first year and I was going to mess up a lot, to make a lot of mistakes. And I was like, well, that might be really embarrassing. And then also just putting yourself out there to be on video for people to either make fun of or pick at or whatever. That was kind of like, yeah, a mental struggle. But then I was like, you know what? This is for me, for my family, for generations to come. I'm just gonna do it. So I am now going into my 3rd year of flower farming, and like I said, last year I did video a day in the life of a flower farmer, and I tried to do a YouTube video every single day. And starting a flower farm and being on year 2, and then also doing a 1/2 acre of land of flowers, weeding and doing stuff like that, I did have help with, like, really heavy tasks that I didn't know how to do. Like, my dad jumped in and helped me a lot. Nate helped me a lot. But for the most part, the daily, like, the weeding, the watering, the planting of the flowers, the starting of the seeds, the selling of the flowers, the delivering of the flowers, the taking orders, all of that was me. And doing the videos every single day on top of that, and then editing them and uploading them to YouTube, I think I was just tired by November. And that's okay. I took a big break and I'm ready to get back at it. I don't think this year I'm going to promise a video every single day, because there are days where you get done farming and delivering and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I might have footage, but to like make sure that I have a video up and edited and ready to play at 5 in the morning, you know, when I get up at 4 a.m. sometimes, like, that is a bit much. And while I want to do it and put it on here, I think this year I'm going to go more for footage and putting more meaningful videos together and updating everybody on just life of a flower farmer, and maybe not every single day, but I'll do what I can, because I know it's fun and I enjoy like getting comments and chatting back and forth and getting suggestions and hearing what other people think, because this is a big piece of land, like, and there's stuff that needs cleaned up. There's stuff I could do with this. This is all like a wet area, so it gets just waterlogged, right? And I think it's cool to hear like other people have already been through it and maybe they have opinions, because even if I don't take it, I can look up what they're saying. I might look up a plant. I might be like, oh, what are they talking about? And I might look it up where I wouldn't have even thought about looking it up without the suggestion. So I do enjoy that aspect of the channel, and people motivate you. People say, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate your content today, and things like that. And maybe you're having a day where you're like, oh, why am I doing this? This is so hard. It's like, you know, I don't know, like, is it ever gonna like be anything? And then you get these comments where people tell you you're inspirational or this or that, and it helps because you're out on a farm daily all by yourself, so you don't have workers. And you know, that's a dream, like, oh yeah, maybe the farm or the channel can do well enough that someday I would have people that would also help and I can converse with them and do stuff like that. But right now it's you guys, like, you're my co-workers, you're who I talk to and who talks back, and we share like a love for like flowers, and I just think that's awesome. So that's where I'm at this year. I will try to do videos as much as possible. I did get this GoPro. I'm so excited to go down lines of flowers with it. I got it as a Christmas present, so that's awesome. And we'll just see how it goes. But this is my perennial field behind me. I've got lavender, I've got peonies, and then I have like delphinium and echinacea and baby's breath and salvia and all of the perennials here in zone 5. And then this is my electric fence, deer fence area, where I try to keep the deer out, because usually it's stuff that they like. It doesn't look nice now, but this is where I'll be planting all my lisianthus, snapdragons, sunflowers, and the things the deer like to eat. And then over there I have another field that I can put things like cosmos, zinnias, artemisia, like just different stuff in. So I will be planting that all up this year, hopefully. And I will take you along with as much as I can. And I hope that you find the content useful. I hope that everybody that's flower farming has wonderful seasons, and everybody that's gardening has a great 2023. And I guess I'm gonna get to it, starting eucalyptus and lisianthus this week. And I'll probably do a rundown of my grow room and my grow area, just so you guys have an idea of kind of the conditions and what I use for equipment and stuff like that. So get to my seed starting, and I'll keep you updated along the way in 2023. I hope you guys all enjoy it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope I see you in the next one.